Hello, hope y'all are doing well. So today I'm going to be talking about multiple things. I'm going to start off by talking about pretty much a multi-day severe weather event. Uh, well, really, that's going to be starting tomorrow, but then we're going to be seeing kind of a bigger, like in a bigger event as we go towards Thursday and Friday. So I hope you're all doing great, and let's go ahead and get started. So this is our day 2 convective outlook. This is valid from 12Z tomorrow until 12Z Thursday. So pretty much until 7 a.m. Thursday. 7 a.m. tomorrow or 8 a.m. until 8 a.m. Thursday. Okay, we're looking at the marginal risk from the pretty much like right in northeastern Kansas over into southwestern Michigan and northwestern Indiana there. We got about 15 million people in this. Big cities like Chicago, Kansas City, and stuff are in this risk. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Okay, so this is just a marginal risk. Okay, so I mean, not a big deal. We're still going to be talking about it. So over on COD, you're just looking at forecasted reflectivity. It doesn't indicate a whole lot. Okay, we look at this is 14Z. This is 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. Central Time. Okay, we're not looking at a good setup for severe weather. Really, we have some kind of a boundary here. We have a probably a cold front there. I'd say we have a low probably right here or in this general area. I mean, see, we had that more moist air that was still limited down to this area. We still have dews in like the 40s, and even some dew points in the 30s, almost in that area. But we can see that more moist air pushes north pretty quickly. By 17Z, this would be, let me do the math real quick. I think this would be about 12 p.m. We're looking at those dews in the 60s just south of Kansas City or on Kansas City. I think Kansas City's like right there. Uh, and then still not really fully stretched in like central Illinois, but starting to get into like the St. Louis, Springfield, Illinois area as well. Uh, and we already, let's see how much instability we have. We already have a little bit of instability, like surface-based Cape. We're looking at a little bit across this sector mainly. But once this kind of expands into this area here, it's really going to open up. I almost don't think we're going to be seeing like a significant severe weather threat during the day. But let's go back to the 18Z run, okay? So we see a very similar thing. And we see a couple of storms kind of get going along what I think is the warm front. Uh, and let's actually just take a look at dew points. Yeah, probably some kind of a warm front right there. You can kind of probably have a low like right around there, warm front here, cold front there. Pretty straightforward setup. And then we can see clear triple point setup right here. Kind of want to take a look at that. But we're going to take some soundings in a second, but I want to take a look at that. Well, you can see, yeah, that area across central Illinois starting to open up a little bit more to that, some of that enhanced moisture. Surface-based Cape, look at this, right around that triple point. We're looking at instability of around like 1600 joules. Mean layer Cape, I mean, starting to get up to around 1600 as well. So not bad. I mean, H triple indicates a pretty good environment. But once again, like we don't see that really that stuff like this push into the like further north into Illinois, like central Illinois and stuff until 10Z. This is 5 a.m. Okay, so we're still in that like within that outlook right here. But if this would actually change, that'd be pretty helpful. There we go. But yeah, we can see it kind of indicates a like a line of storms going off, kind of like a broken line going off in Iowa. What? And then we just see like that line head into the like Chicago area, down into the Peoria area, into northern Indiana, even northern Ohio. So let's go over to pivotal weather and take some soundings. Okay, so 20Z. Okay, we take a look at dew points. We have that area right here that we were just talking about. Let's take a sounding right there. Okay, so we can already see we have I mean, the environment here is actually not bad. Okay, hail wise, I definitely could see a hail threat out of this. But there's a couple issues, which is why I don't think we're seeing any storms. Kind of one of the main ones is I think this warm nose right here is kind of, I think that's leading to the HRRR not showing anything storm-wise in that region. But if we can, let's see, by 2021Z, so this is a little later, we still don't have anything. But if we can get a storm to pop, we could probably see, we definitely have a hail threat. Further into this area here, in this like warm front, kind of cooler air mass, like I mean, I don't think we're going to see much during the day unless we see, like, okay, this sounding here is interesting, okay? You would see, like, a hail threat out of this, but generally, like, you're not going to see a really too much of a severe weather threat. I definitely see some small hail, like, with these warm front storms across, like, areas of, like eastern Illinois into Indiana and stuff, but, like, the real severe weather threat is a little low, I think, during the day. But as we go, okay, so 060, we're starting to see those storms pop off. We already have some. We're gonna talk about the snow in a second. Okay, that's a little weird actually, but yes, that's in a very bad air mass. Okay, we'll just say that. Oh, let's go to 080. So I think we already have some storms this time, and they're starting to, yeah, move into Illinois. They're north of the front though. This is not good. That's not good for organized, like for actual good severe weather. You're just gonna see like smaller hail and a damaging wind threat, in my opinion, out of this. That's generally what I think that's what I think we're gonna see. I mean, the tornado threat is very. I think the tornado threat is very low. Okay, that's yeah, very low. Okay, but maybe we can see something. It's just gonna be very hard to. But I mean, I would generally open up like more southern areas to see that tornado threat, more like to these northern areas here. Probably like down here if we can see anything, that'd be where we'd see it. Just because the environment too far in that northern area is just terrible. Okay, but yeah, so that is tomorrow. Okay, so now I want to go to day 3. Okay, this is Thursday. So we have a slight risk for areas of Texas into southern Oklahoma. Okay, cities like Fort Worth, Dallas is in the marginal risk, so it's kind of split there. Uh, and Abilene, Texas are in that. So let's move and do that into the southern Great Plains sector here. Okay, so by Thursday afternoon, the HRRR is not indicating a whole lot. Maybe some storms going on, but very quiet look across areas of like the areas of Oklahoma and Texas there. Dew points, yeah, moisture. I mean, we're not really waiting on anything to get into this area. We're not waiting on much. The environment's already pretty prime for this, I guess you could say. Convective wise, or not convective wise, like instability wise, we take a look at like ML Cape, looking at a good bit in those areas with some capping, but we already had that. So let's go back over to the HRRR. We're gonna move to the South Central U.S. and talk about this. So that's 18Z there. Let's go to dew points and we can just take some soundings here. We'll take a sounding right here. So yeah, pretty interesting here. The shear profiles are pretty bad in my opinion, but generally, I mean, hail will be the biggest threat. You could definitely see some hail out of that. Further south, which I know we're gonna, yeah, we have, that's what. But yeah, so I mean that's a pretty bad sound. You're gonna struggle to see severe weather out of that. So that's kind of why the HRRR still doesn't have anything by like 1. So let's go to the NAM3 here, then we'll switch like to the NAM and stuff and just kind of compare. So the NAM3 doesn't even indicate stuff going off until after dark, if it does, which I don't even think it does. So, oh yeah, here we go. Okay, a few isolated storms. Okay, but it's not important. That's not important. Forecasted reflectivity is not important. Okay, I've honestly never seen that. I don't know what that NAN. Well, okay, I've never seen that sounding. So sorry, I don't know what that is. But yeah, so triple point up here. I'm kind of curious to see. Even on the, what is this? What are these stupid warm noses? Okay, but yeah, so I mean, it's kind of the same situation between the NAM3 and the HRRR. Those warm noses. All right, we're just gonna look at the FE3 real quick. Oh, okay. Yeah, kind of a little similar, although you don't really see a warm nose. I really don't think we're gonna see a tornado threat with this. The tornado threat, in my opinion, is pretty low. This looks mainly just like a bigger hail day. I mean, generally Thursday looks like a bigger hail day, but if we see a tornado threat, I think it would be just like in this area here. It's such an isolated area, like it's such a low end risk, in my opinion. It's just hard to pinpoint kind of where we'd see it, but that'd be where I'd kind of predict. So, and then for Friday here, we have that 15% risk for areas of like southwestern Kentucky over down to southern Louisiana. Okay, so let's move to another sector. We're gonna move to this, I guess, the southeast, and we're gonna have to switch models. Okay, we're gonna have to go over to the NAM. But yeah, so you can see that instability. We have plenty. Instability is not going to be an issue. For this time of year, we have pretty good amount of instability with this event. Yeah, it was 60 Saturday. You can clearly see that front just drape down across this area here. In fact, I actually think we can take soundings off of this, or off of COD, my bad. Yeah, so that's actually good. What? Let me go over to Pivotal. That's odd. That is oddly good. Okay, that is like, Hodo looks interested. So let me shift this here. Okay. Yeah, the low is right there. Okay. So, oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. This looks honestly good. Okay. I definitely think we're gonna see a tornado threat. It's just what is this? There's always capping issues. I swear, I've never seen so many capping issues like this earlier in the year compared to how many we have this year. It's like every event there's capping issues. I don't understand. Like, I mean, not even every event. It's just it's modeled like that way. But here we go. I mean, the Hodo is good. We have. I mean, the shear looks great in my opinion. I mean, really nothing wrong. Other than it does get a little messed up around here, but higher up in the atmosphere. But generally, I think Friday we'd actually have a tornado threat if the NAM does kind of verify here. A little further south, we can still see. I mean, it does continue. We still have a decent looking Hodo. Okay, we go to the GFS, and yeah, the GFS is already far east. That's actually something that's interesting. Let's move to the Ohio Valley region here. That low is up there. Wow. Okay, that low is all the way in Illinois. So yeah, I mean the GFS, the tornado threat would probably be a little lower if I had to kind of predict. I mean, yeah, none of these look fairly good. Other than these, I mean, some of them look good, but you have other issues now at that point. So Friday is more uncertain. Okay, if the NAM happens, if we look at like a more southerly low track, I definitely think we'll be looking at a tornado threat. That's kind of what I'm gonna base this off of here. But yeah, we can see like how the GFS takes that low just way up into Illinois. That's what we were just looking at right there. 12Z Saturday. It's a little bit of a snow event, which we're gonna talk about in just a second. But and then it clears pretty much it clears the east by like Sunday morning. So let's talk about that snow. Okay, so we're also gonna be looking at a rain situation kind of occurring, but let's go to the HRRR for 18Z today. Let's move to the. Actually, I want to go over to COD for this because COD would be better for looking at snow because we can look at like Kuchera ratio snowfall totals. So we'll use COD. Yeah, if you're wondering, I currently do not have Weatherbell. It's just a lot of I just bought like a gym membership and stuff, and I don't really want to spend all my money that I have, so I'm just gonna not have it for a little bit. But yeah, so we see a couple like a little snow band. Okay, so this is tomorrow night. We see a little bit of a snow event across areas of Iowa and stuff. Not like a big deal. It does get all the way to northern Michigan, but that's just like the northern fringes. Total snowfall with that in the Kuchera ratio, just a couple of inches. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like 2 to 4 inches in some places. I'm not buying like the 6 inches over here, but if we go further up into the northern plains, in this area here, okay, which is where we're gonna be looking at snow tomorrow. Look at this. This is tomorrow, or actually today. My bad. But yeah, we're looking at snow in like Fargo, Grand Forks, Bismarck, and then like a good portion of northern Minnesota there, even some heavier banning like in central Minnesota, and then into northern Wisconsin. But I mean, let's see, like with that we see like a total of like maybe I mean getting near like 8 inches of snow in northwestern Minnesota. So a little winter event kind of in the northern plains. South Dakota getting in this as well with a couple of inches in some places. But let's go back to the Midwest here. This is the more uncertain area because we go over to a model like the GFS. Okay, what the GFS does is it brings this. What is happening? I don't understand why. I don't know if this is my computer or what this is, but like, COD is so unresponsive sometimes. I mean, I want to think it's not my computer, but let me just reload it. That'll definitely help. Okay. I think that actually did something. Okay. Yeah, so we see like dynamic cooling. Okay, this pushes up north, not full dynamic cooling, but we have a little bit of cold air in place, but like temperatures at this time are pretty marginal, like generally in the 30s, like 32 in Madison, 32 in Milwaukee. And then we see that band move in, maybe some snow in the northern fringes, and then by like 4 a.m. Saturday, we see a breakout of snow across northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and then over in the northern Michigan. And then that stays around for a bit. We can see a little bit of snow wrapping around even in the central Illinois, and that's out of there by Sunday morning. Total snowfall is, we see pick up a good bit of heavy snow, like a good bit of like maybe up to like 6 to 7 inches in like the Milwaukee area there, down in the northern Illinois on the GFS, and then up into northern Michigan, maybe even a foot. Now it does. It's not the same everywhere. Okay, I'll say that. Go to the European. Okay, we go to the same area, and it's gonna be different. Okay, we take a look at, or just play it out. Yeah, look at this. So we're looking at a more Iowa winter storm here. Milwaukee almost switches over to rain. Uh, like more Iowa, and not even northern Michigan. Like it's most of the snow. It's really quick moving compared to the GFS though, or as well. It's a more northerly low track. Uh, than even the GFS. That's why I'm not buying the NAM fully without that low so far south. But yeah, we can see a good couple of inches are picked up. That's a 10-to-1 ratio though, which I gotta get Pivotal Weather Plus. I'm gonna get Pivotal Weather Plus again probably soon. Uh, but yes, like if we compare like low positions, it's probably the last thing I'm gonna look at. For this is Sunday, not Sunday evening. I want to go to Saturday at 06Z. So yeah, the uh that's like that. Like, this is the European, okay, Central Illinois, Canadian, down southern Illinois, kind of, Kentucky border. GFS is even further north, than that. Kind of like the GFS is kind of a middle solution between like the Euro, although the GFS is further east actually, not really further north. The NAM though, why is it so far south? It's so suppressed. That's kind of I'm not buying the NAM, but then the RDPS. I think we're definitely gonna probably see a low track in this area here. I don't think we're gonna see one this like way down here. I just don't think we're gonna see that. No other model has that. Uh, so yeah, it's generally what I think. But yeah, thank you for watching. I should be back either tomorrow or on Thursday. Probably tomorrow. But yeah, goodbye.